Hey everybody, it's Hey John. I cover cryptocurrency videos about Dogecoin specifically. I cover it on a daily basis, the Dogecoin news and a Dogecoin technical analysis. If you believe in this channel and if you believe in Dogecoin, do me a huge favor and tap the subscribe button and tap the like button so we can together grow the Dogecoin community, okay? Now, let's go ahead and get into the Dogecoin sticks because that's what you came for. Today is March 30, 2021 here. And we are seeing the current state of things right here. We can see Dogecoin is what I would say kind of fighting for its life right now in terms of trying to break out. I think I'm seeing some pretty I'm seeing a I would say a fantastic trend forming right now, which I'll share with you in a few moments here. So today, price the high is about 557, the low is 536. You can see that we're kind of doing a stepping stone here, based on the way this currently looks. I'm pretty sure on a shorter time frame, it's gonna look something like a descending. I'm sorry, an ascending triangle for the most part, and that is normally bearish. However, given the way things look right now, I'm gonna say it's bullish, and I'm gonna show you why and explain my reasoning for it. Obviously, it may or may not happen, okay? I just want to be clear about that and be transparent. As I always say to everyone here, technical analysis is more of an art than a science here. You need to combine all the news with all the sticks and try to get a focus of what it's trying to tell you here. But anywho, let's get to it now. So the 50 MA, you can see is trending down, right, on a daily. It's literally it's curling down here for the most part, which is not what you want to see, but that's okay though, because the thing is that the current price for a 50 MA is 5611, right? So that means that obviously if the current price is 54 and it's been 54 for some time now, obviously 56 is higher than 54, so of course the 54 is going to bring it down. Just using some basic math here. But you can see that the 200-day moving average is still trending up and it's still long-term bullish. So that's why I'm okay with buying the dip. Okay. So you can see today, the high was about 557, but you can see the current 50 MA is about 561. So it looks like the 50 MA is currently being a resistance to some degree here. But at the same token, I believe it's going to break out of there sooner rather than later here, okay? So let's go over to the MACD and see what that looks like real quick. So you can see here in the MACD now right here, right? It's literally trending up. It's been trending, oops. It's been trending up for, let's see now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. About, pardon. It's trending up for about, I would say, 6 days now. Of course, today being a 6th day and it hasn't ended yet. You can see the velocity is kind of slow, but it's trending up though. But the important thing to note here is that yesterday it was the 12-day moving average was actually in the bearish territory right here, right? And it was still and it had a pretty I would say a solid angle downwards towards the bearish territory. However, today it started to curl up and it has a way slower velocity trending down here. And if this continues for the next day or two, we're going to see it pop back up and start doing a flat and it curl up here. And ladies and gentlemen, when that happens, you're also seeing the 26 moving average kind of converging with the 12 moving average here. So when it converts, I'm sorry, when it converges here and kind of get close together, we're going to see it either break up or break down, okay? But based on the current trend, I'm more inclined to believe that it'll break up, and sooner rather than later. It may take a few more days for these sticks to kind of converge, so we'll stay tuned and watch that. But however, this is looking very bullish here, and if this continues, we're looking for I would say an imminent breakout here. All right, so let's get rid of the thing here so we don't look at it anymore. And also note, I mean, as always, the 50 MA is still over the 200 MA, so it's still very bullish in that sense right there. But you're seeing the gap between the two is kind of narrowing now, right? So because of 50 MA is kind of trending downwards, and the 200 MA is still trending up. Because guess what? The 200 MA price is currently about 197, right? And obviously 545 is above 197, so as long as we can consolidate above 197, we're going to see the 200 MA continue to move up into the long trend here. And obviously, this is a good sign here because even we just consolidate in 5 cents for the foreseeable future. It is still good for Dogecoin because that's setting a new floor, right? The past floor a year ago was about like 0.00, like I think 0.002 or 0.008, but some no, but some super low numbers such as that though. So for me, I have no problem seeing this right here. This is a-okay with me here. Of course, the volume is kind of low. We're seeing like yesterday on March 28, 40 million. March 29, about 39 million right here, right? 27, about 34 million. So the volume, is kind of low. So the Dogecoin interest is, I would say, a little bit waning in that sense. So we're trading about up here. It says about $2.7 million for a day here. So we're not seeing huge buys and sells here for the most part, but we are seeing the trend movement here. But as long as this continues and it consolidates, eventually someone's gonna come in, or some institutions are gonna come in and pop it up or pop it down. So we will have to wait and see. But given all of the bullish news in cryptocurrency and Dogecoin specifically, I find it hard to believe that we're gonna crash back down. However, in the cryptocurrency world or in a stock trading world in general here, anything is possible. But again, I just try to be transparent, giving you both the bearish side and the bullish side here, so you can make your own determination based on what I'm telling you here. And of course, as always, do your own due diligence, right? And as you can see as well, we are currently trading in the trend here, right? The range of 535 to about 585. So we're still in the middle of that range right there, but we are kind of popping up though, and that isn't necessarily a bad thing because, as I mentioned to you, we are kind of seeing an ascending trend go on a short term here, which isn't a bad thing either. But we just got to keep watching it, okay, and see where it's going here. And as long as the daily is kind of bullish and trending upwards, I'm inclined to believe that for the shorter time frames are going to follow as well. So let's move over to the 4-hour time frame and check that out and see what that looks like, right? All right then. So on the forward time frame, yesterday I mentioned that, okay, we're gonna see a bearish cross here, which basically means that 200 MA is above the 50 MA, and we saw that cross yesterday. Let's see what time it crossed. Let's zoom in. It crossed at about March 28, about 9 p.m. So it's crossed for a few days already, right? And we're seeing, but the important thing to note here is that yes, it's a bearish cross, but we're seeing that the 200 MA isn't necessarily being, I would call it, resistance. All right. I mean, it was initially when it first started off from March 28, about 9 o'clock to about I would say March 29, 9 o'clock. So basically one whole day. After that, the 200 MA started becoming this. It just broke through it and never looked back. And then, if anything, you're seeing the 50 MA becoming a support, right? So what that means is that, and given the fact that we're seeing all this bullish news continually pop out of here, so people are, what this tells me is that people are buying the dips here. And one important thing to note here is that as well is that you can kind of see it looking like before I mentioned an ascending triangle, right? It's kind of doing this. It's kind of doing this for the most part. I mean, it's kind of a crooked one, but you get the idea. I'm not drawing it for accuracy, just to give you a quick and dirty look of how it looks right here. Okay, and also you can see the MACD right here for a 4-hour MACD, right? I mentioned yesterday that, okay, we're kind of in wishy-washy territory because yesterday it was around here. It was around here in the gray box area right here for the most part, and I said, okay, based on the way I was looking right here, it can easily pop down or pop up. It's very hard to say because it's kind of in decision mode here. But I'm pretty sure on a 15-minute chart, it's been fighting for Doge. The Doge was fighting for its life, and people are just buying it up slowly but surely here, and they keep on propping it up here by buying the dips here. So now we're seeing the 4-hour chart MACD is now in the bullish territory, right? Which is fantastic. But you see the velocity kind of trending back down again, which isn't necessarily what you want to see either. But the fact that the 12 MA and 26 MA on a 4-hour chart are still both trending up here, so this tells me that we could see something potentially like this right here. We could see it kind of go like this a little longer. kind of pop back up and come back down possibly, right? And kind of do something like this. This is usually something you would see kind of more likely. Of course, this may or may not happen though, but given the way it's been fighting for its life, I can see this happening actually. And if this happens like this, that means that means we're gonna reset in a bullish territory here. And this tells me that we are more likely to test the 5-8 resistance sooner rather than later here. Okay, so this means that if you follow my drawing here, right, that means that around sometime around here, I guess I guess as the sticks get closer and closer towards the ascending triangle, you're gonna see it break out possibly around here, around here somewhere possibly, right? Obviously, it can be sooner, but usually it kind of does that. So let's see what that time frame is right here, right? So that's about a day and 8 hours. Obviously, this is not drawn for accuracy, because obviously sticks can change however it wants to change here. But based on the current trajectory and the way things are looking, I can see something like this happening here. And that continues, and boom, we can pop up, momentarily, and we can even stay there momentarily, right? Because currently around anything above 6.3, it's been sold off almost instantaneously. So of course, if we test it again, it will not surprise me around 6.3 or 5.8 we're going to slap back down. But that's okay though, because we're fighting back to get up there, right? And if it sells off, this tells me people who are day trading or swing trading are trading the range around, like I guess ending below 5.3, they're gonna buy it and swing it up to about 5.8 or 6.3. And obviously, and swing trades can take some time, right? They don't happen overnight. It can occur over a few days or a few weeks sometimes. So that being said, this is kind of what I see happening here. So let's move to a 15-minute chart and see how it's fighting for its life right now. Before that, let me get this first though. Let's see, 15-minute chart. Booyah. Okay. All right. Okay. So, all right. So on the 15-minute chart here, we can see. Well, let me get a little bigger actually. Let's see. Here we go. There you go. It's easier because there are more sticks here, so you want to kind of make it bigger so it's easier to see. So we can see here that the previous bearish bullish cross, it lasted about 2 days and 5 hours, right? And the last bearish cross lasted about 20 hours. This new bullish cross looks like it's 1 day, 1 hour currently, and it's still going. So the previous one was about what again? 2 days. So the next day or two, we can see if this trend continues for next day, just based on a previous history. Of course, it's very short time frame here, but sometimes we just want to use that as kind of a gauge, right? Because it's so recent here. So with that being said, I believe we're going to possibly test 585 soon. And of course, if this continues here, and we're seeing, of course, a bullish cross, so the 200 MA is becoming a support now. So if you're day trading, I would buy anywhere around a 15-minute 200 MA. I would buy there as a support and sell it up to a 50 MA. Of course, the trading range is very narrow and the profits are very marginal. But of course, when you're day trading, sometimes you also leverage as well, right? Because it's very quick, so you can make potential money fairly quickly as well, based on pretty easy calculated trades here. But I don't encourage day trading too much, because if you're like me, you work a day job, so you probably don't have the time to day trade. So let's go and check the 15-minute MACD here. And you can see that we're seeing a lot more time being spent into the bullish area than we are being in a bearish area here for the most part. So this to me tells me that, okay, yeah, it dips back down and everything, which is kind of normal because you have up and down cycle here. But it tells me we have more cycles where it wants to trend up and it's staying in above here, right? Because you can see here from the previous few days, same idea, right? It was nonstop bullish movement, just kind of nonstop buys, right? And obviously, when you have like 2 days of nonstop, bullish momentum here, you have a slight pullback, which is normal. If you don't, that's kind of bizarre, and that's what you should be worried, right? Because then you might see a big dump, and we didn't see a big dump because there is time for a healthy pullback. So I see it also currently trending back up here as well. So right here, when it crosses up here, we're gonna see it trend back up as well, and that's very bullish on a short term. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this concludes my video for today about technical analysis. So do me a huge favor and help share these videos out, okay? subscribe, like, share the videos, leave a comment below about how you feel about these trades, I'm talking about here. And as always, it's Hey John. I will catch you all on the next one.